that individuation isn't squashed or made wrong or othered in some way, right? How often kids are taught, don't trust yourself, trust a parent, or trust somebody else, or trust a teacher, trust something outside of yourself, instead of trust yourselves and your feelings are valid, and have a safe place, and I mean emotionally safe place, to discuss what they're feeling and what they're going through.
Yeah, I love that, and sometimes I have this conversation with my daughter because, sometimes she asks me everything and she's okay for me to share this, which is like, she asked me, Mom, I don't know what to decide. Shall I go for this? And that is so consistent that I'm like, there's something in her growth, that she relied so much in the decisions of us parents, that we kind of, before, we used to cripple that ability of her to decide. So
Right.
it's our job right now to do the proper repair with maturity, right? And to support her in, what does your gut says? How do you feel about it? All of that, but genuinely, not only coming from just the mind, right? But genuinely caring for her future, knowing that, wow, I messed up, because she couldn't decide before, or she decided, but it costed her so much. She had to assert herself so much, and then asserting herself, it was like, oh, she's misbehaving, which it was not. It was her honest truth. She had feelings and they were not validated. So I can relate with that. I've done so much work in repairing my own motherhood, in growing into hopefully more mature. That's a daily pursuit of me, to mature with grace, and not become older, but hopefully earn the right to become a good elder.
Right.
Yeah.
And with her, if it would continue to happen where she's at, it would just be, this is what I might do, but I'm not you, and I trust you to make the decision that's best for you, and continuously
I love that.
support. Like, I don't always love the choices my children make.
Yeah, me neither.
Or even agree with them. But I support my children.
I love that. I'm making notes because I'm going to apply it immediately. Yes.
I don't always agree. There's things where my kids make choices and I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. And sometimes it's gotten them in some deep holes, and I go and I throw a rope in there. I'm like, you good, climb out, let's go. I don't go in at the top of the hole and say, I told you, and what the hell, why are you down there, and how'd you get yourself into this mess? None of that. It's like, okay, you made choices, I got you. Let's go forward with this and see what your next choices are going to be, because from every single choice they make, they learn something. We all do.
Yes. Yeah, we got to remember that, because you know what? I don't know if this is suitable for all the cultures, but in the Latin American culture, we don't think about that, what you just said. Sometimes it's we don't give space for the lesson to flourish. Immediately. Right. Next, it's next, and you made. It's like, we're stacking failures, like wrongs. We're wrong in the children, we're wrong in the teenagers, in Mexico,
and
at least.
When you wrong them, you steal their ability to learn.
When we wrong them, we seal their ability to learn. Oh my goodness. Everybody write that down. I'm writing it down. You understand this? We don't want to seal the doors of growth and progress of our children. Wow. This brings me to the first question, Shanti, because this is so juicy. I'm so glad you are coming. Thank you so much for your time, because I really feel this. Again, I'm going to use this word. This is like medicine for our times. And so grateful you are doing this. So we have a question that actually matches what you're saying. This lady from Monterrey, Nuevo León, says, my son is a teenager. He's 19. He wants to go live by himself. However, it's challenging for us to let him go live by himself when in the house, he doesn't clean up. He doesn't do anything. We keep telling him all the things. Listen, we keep telling him all the things he's not doing here. And so how does he even think he's capable of living alone if all that he's doing in the house is wrong? Any advice for that? So I just thought this question matched what we're saying.
And, I have a 21-year-old that just moved out. So who also, I mean, I can relate. Where it's like, oh shoot, is he gonna be okay when he goes out there in the real world when he's being like he was just very much. My kids all grew up helping in the house, so that was those things are. But he had an attitude about it. He didn't like it. He started saying things like, when I move out, I'm never gonna clean. And as a adult, I don't know better than him. I just have more life reference. And my husband and I will look at each other and just kind of giggle and be like, sure, that's what you're going to do. And, keeping him saying when he goes out of the house, he's going to act like he does here is infant. I don't know the word. It's like making your child an infant, right? It's not allowing them to go out and fall on their face. Saying, cool, dude, you want to move out? How can I help you get out there? How can I support you to go out? I'm not going to do it for you. Like, you got to go and look at the apartments and do the money thing and all of those things. And my son moved out relatively quickly. He had an opportunity, which was very rare in Switzerland. He moved out in December. In 2 days, he's moving out from that place because it didn't work out.
Wow.
And that's just life.
Right.
He was like, he moved out with a roommate and he's like, I got to live alone. I cannot do this. And he made all the moves to get the new apartment on his own. It's astounding what they're capable of when they're on their own feet. And if you keep trying to cut their feet off because you know better what they're going to do in the world, then you don't let them learn. And none of Casper, at one point when it got really interesting with his roommate, we both said, you can come home. He's like, I'm not coming home. There's no way I'm coming home. I'm not doing that. He was very prideful. And we're like, we understand. And if it ever got to that point where you needed to, you can obviously come home, which he didn't. He found his way. He's fully and completely capable. And he knows that. And when you tell somebody that they're not capable over and over and over again, of course they want to get the hell away from you. Of course they do. They want to go and find out that they're capable. What people really want, and especially teenagers, and this is going to blow people's minds, is not less responsibility, but more. They're sick of being told what to do.
Apparently, this filter shows what you look like.
Oh,
so if you can, okay, you don't want us to tell you what to do, then figure this out. Come with solutions for us. How do we make this so that you can be the one in charge of whatever the thing is, whether that's moving out or something in the house, where I don't have to tell you anymore what to do, and help them move into those positions where they're actually responsible. They take on responsibility because that's what they need when they leave. They don't need to be told. Yeah. And then
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we can't cut the training that will make them great. It's like you can't. We're doing it unconsciously, but this is what they need. This is what, I don't know you, Shanti, but life trained me to actually figure it out.
Right. And when you and thinking your child at 19 or 20 is incapable of living in the world on their own, it's a weird position to be at. You are buying into the idea that your child's incapable and saying they're unintelligent, they're not able. It's an uncomfortable situation for everyone. And the fact that he's not doing the things that in his parents' home right now that they think he needs to do on his own is also a normal thing of a 19-year-old. It's very normal behavior. There's so much.
Right.
Very normal. He's not he's not weird. He's not a loser. He's a 19-year-old male who is looking to unclip his wings and unfold them and go out. And the closer he gets to the point of leaving, the more gritty he's going to get.
Yes. Yes.
Because he wants that responsibility. He doesn't know what it means. And all of us adults who have experience, we get to go, yeah, buddy, get it. I support you. You're going to go out there and make all kinds of mistakes because that's what life's about. But I don't have to tell my child that. I'm like, you go out there, you're going to do great. And if you need any help, I'm here.
That's the most important. If you need any help, I'm here, so they can reach out to us. They can make the choice, right? Make the choice. That is so important because
the last thing I want my kid going out there, falling on his face and being like, I have I can't talk about this, or I have to do this by myself.
Exactly.
I'm not going to pick him up financially, not my son at the point where he's at, but if he needed that, I would.
Of course.
Right. But where he can come in and be like, oh God, I did this. And we can just laugh and be like, yeah, welcome to, being on your own. Because that's what it is. And this whole move, when it just didn't work out, that's all that happened. He didn't do anything wrong. His roommate didn't do anything wrong. It's just not working out. And he has to move to make it different. And he has to step into another level of responsibility, all the legalities, all the contracts.
I love that. For my daughter was the same. She moved in Florida, and then she had to move again. And then she was like, I'm doing all of this alone, but it's right. She figured it out. And now she's talking about, you know what, Mom, I'm going to sell apartments. Now she feels so much capable because of the things she went through. Right. She figures out things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let them fall on their face and love them through it. And you just don't know. We like to think, so many things like I said, I don't always agree with my children's choices, but so many things they've chosen for themselves, I'm like, oh God. And it really turned out great for them. So I am actually not able to tell the future, right, about what the choices that my kids make, but I can absolutely support my child right now as they make whatever choice they make. I have no idea how it's going to unfold. And so I don't put that on them.
I love that. I love that. So this brings me to another question that matches what we're sharing. And this is actually from a lady. She doesn't want me to say her name. That's okay. She is 25. She went through a rape but she wanted to share this. She said, I went through a rape when I was really young. I was 12, again, 12 years old. I've done so much therapy, so much work. And I recently did a work of personal inquiry where the person, and you probably will know this, Shanti, what she's talking about. She did something called the work. And one of the persons guided her and saying her, you know what? The reason you received the rape is you raped yourself with your mind. I find myself I'm a very responsible person. I've done family constellations. I've done it all. But this doesn't resonate with me. I would love to see what Shanti thinks about healing from so much abuse and also receiving. I'm translating it to English. And when we receive support, I find how she's saying it is like it may detour us a little bit if the support is not the right support. I just found that it was more abusive, the system that told me you rape yourself because you are thinking about it, than the rape itself. That was more challenging. So I would love to hear
I have to stop. I have to start talking. I'm sorry.
No.
She just described my own story.
Oh.
So when I was 12, I was raped. When I was 33 or 34, I had the exact same inquiry. Only for me, it took a step worse. So the work, it's all these turnarounds. And the other facilitator said he made love to me.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
So, and yes, my friend, that is harmful as fuck.
I agree.
Absolutely atrociously horrendous, especially coming from people who most likely are also just introduced to the work. They're not long-term facilitators. They're not therapists. They're not anything. And then this is the things they come around, and you're faced with that while you're being so fucking vulnerable doing the work on your rape.
Yeah, she has a second part that she says, please tell Shanti that I just gave birth to a little girl, and I do not want to pass anything of this to her, and I want to protect her for the future so this doesn't go on.
Well, first off, honey, you're not dangerous.
Exactly.
You are not dangerous to your child. The thing that has me where I'm at, healing is not curing. I'm not healed of the rape when I was 12 years old.
Yes.
I'm not cured of it, but it's not something that really even shows up that much anymore in my life. But you know what? I'm an open fucking door. If that comes to the door and there's another layer for me to hold and care for and love on, I will. But I have to say this. If you have been a victim of rape, the responsibility for that rape stays